Hi, I'm Sparsha, your management consultant. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we'll understand how two brothers bootstrapped EaseMyTrip and drove it to rupees 5,000 crore success. Over the last few years, EaseMyTrip has grown from a family startup to one of the most talked about names in the Indian OTA industry. The company has remained consistently profitable ever since its launch in the year 2008, a feat none of its competitors has ever come close to achieving, and boasts over 26 million customers and a market capitalization of rupees 5,700 crores. In an age where startups heavily depend on external funding for sustained growth, EaseMyTrip built its empire primarily on customer relations and trusts. It bootstrapped for almost 13 years before becoming the first OTA listed in the Indian stock market in the year 2021. 3 years later, the company is still going strong, churning out profits and achieving its highest ever EBITDA of rupees 228 crores in the year FY24. So how did EaseMyTrip sustain such a profitable business for over 1.5 decades? The seeds of what is today EaseMyTrip were sown in the year 2005 via a fun activity of two brothers, Nishant and Rikant Pitti. Back in the day, a low-cost airline called Air Deccan offered air tickets at rupees 1 for a limited number of random seats every day. The brothers found an ethical trick to access these 1 rupee tickets and started buying most of them. Eventually, when the airline noticed that most of these ticket sales were coming from the same source, they contacted the duo and offered them the distributorship of the airline's North India operation. The brothers took the opportunity. Thus, Duke Travels, a small Delhi-based travel agency, the precursor to EaseMyTrip, was born, transforming from a B2B startup to a customer-centric business. After running the travel agency for a few years, the Pitti brothers launched their venture by rebranding Duke Travels as EaseMyTrip in the year 2008 as a B2B portal connecting travel agents with airlines. By this time, the third and the eldest brother, Prashant Pitti, also left his job in the US to join his brothers. EaseMyTrip became profitable just after the launch, and in 3 years, it was serving around 11,000 travel agents. However, the brothers foresaw that the business of travel agents had limited future scope since customers were increasingly moving towards self-booking via online portals. So in the year 2011, they entered the B2C segment by offering flight booking services to customers. The company grew steadily over the next few years, diversifying its offerings to hotel bookings and also holiday packages, entering the B2B enterprise to business segment, launching its mobile app, and even setting up subsidiaries outside India. All this without a penny of external funding. Yet, its foundations and customer trust were so strong that when it launched its IPO in the year 2021, it was oversubscribed by over 159 times. EaseMyTrip's business strengths and strategies. Despite its relative late entry into the Indian OTA industry, EaseMyTrip is currently one of the top 3 players within India, with 67,000 travel agents and 2.63 million hotel tie-ups across the world. This success is largely because of the company's unique value proposition and customer-centric offerings. First, customer-first value proposition. EaseMyTrip has built its foundations on the most important aspect of any business, the customer, and has stood out by providing unmatched value to customers via some key strategies, which are zero convenience fees. While almost every other competitor charges hefty fees on flight bookings, EMT has a no convenience fee policy on all air tickets. Second, in-house call centers. Unlike many of its competitors, EMT owns all of its call centers, providing excellent and quick customer service and boosting trust. Expansion to global markets. Over the last 5 years, EaseMyTrip has been expanding its operations beyond India, setting up offices abroad and also offering services to international customers. The company began setting up international subsidiaries in the year 2019 and currently has a presence in 7 countries outside India, including Singapore, Philippines, Thailand, New Zealand, the UAE, the UK, and the US. These efforts have lately begun showing results. In FY24, the Dubai arm of the company contributed rupees 2,049 million to gross bookings, while the Middle East operations as a whole make up about 6% of the company's revenue. Third, empathetic risks during the COVID pandemic. EaseMyTrip made indelible marks in its customers' minds by taking unprecedentedly risky steps for its customers during the pandemic. In the year 2020, when the sudden lockdown led to the cancellations of all domestic and also international flights, EaseMyTrip went out of its way to provide refunds to all of its customers. Instead of waiting for the airlines, the customer used around 130 crore rupees of corpus from its own cash reserves to issue these refunds. Moreover, in the year 2021, the company came up with another empathetic step by offering 100% refunds for domestic flights cancelled due to medical reasons at no extra cost. This service is still available in the year 2024. These steps attracted a huge number of customers to EMT, leading to tremendous growth of the company after the pandemic. Fourth, strategic acquisitions and diversifications. Riding on its post-pandemic growth, EaseMyTrip actively got involved in acquisitions to further expand and also diversify its business across several domains, hotels and hospitalities. In November 2021, EMT acquired Spree Hotels and Real Estate, a hotel startup for Rs 18.25 crores to strengthen its foothold in the hotels and the holidays business. Aviation, by acquiring a 75% stake in Nutana Aviation Capital IFSC in the year 2022. EaseMyTrip expanded its operations in the charter aircraft market within India and also abroad. Hotel bookings. EaseMyTrip's 55% acquisition of a hotel booking app called Checkwin in the year 2023 was another move to support its non-air segments by offering cheaper hotel booking options to its customers. Travel. Later in the year 2023, EMT further strengthened its travel business by acquiring a 51% stake in 3 travel companies: Guideline Travels, TripShop, and Duke Travels. Medical tourism. In September this year, EMT acquired a 49% stake in Fledge Home Healthcare and a 30% stake in Rollins International. With a combined value of Rs 90 crore, this move helped integrate healthcare services into EMT's portfolios. Key learnings for the brands. EaseMyTrip's unconventional growth from a bootstrapped startup to an IPO and beyond is a striking oddity in today's business stories. It has a lot to offer aspiring brands who wish to make it big without relying too much on external funding. Customer over everything. If you want your brand to grow steadily and consistently, always put your customers at the center of all major decisions. Strong fundamentals. If your business's fundamentals are strong from the beginning, sustainable growth and profitability will be much easier to achieve, even with negligible or no external funding. Diversification and acquisitions. As your brand goes profitable and bigger, diversifying revenue streams across segments via expansion and also acquisitions become increasingly essential. EaseMyTrip's success story is full of insightful nuggets, and startups and SMEs can achieve a lot by incorporating these takeaways into their businesses. If you found this case study insightful, share this video with your friends and family who enjoy learning about inspiring business journeys. Don't forget to subscribe for more weekly case studies. Let me know which company you would like me to cover next.